Now, good afternoon, my dear class 11 student. This is a class of accountancy, and we, as you know, we already completed all the chapters, and revision is happening. So today we revise the chapter depreciation, and first we will actually do some of the important question related to short answer type question, that is 1 marks question. Okay, now let's start. Now the question is depreciation arises because of option A, wear and tear. Wear and tear. Option B, inflation. Option C, profit and loss account. Okay, this option you should just fall in the value of the asset. Fall in the value of the assets and option D, none of these. None of these. Okay. Am I audible? Now, first question is depreciation arises because of wear and tear, inflation, fall in the value of the asset, none of these. What is the right answer? This type of MCQ question can come in your final examination. Okay, so depreciation, what is the reason behind the depreciation we actually make? Because we consume the something. Okay, suppose you buying your laptop today. Now after 2 years, when you want to sell it, whatever price you bought, that is 30,000 or 40,000, it may be 40,000. Okay, now after 2 years the value will be just 20,000, that is half. Why? Because you are using the computer, so there is some wear and tear is happening. Okay, so here the answer will be depreciation arises because of wear and tear. Okay, and for that, that's 20,000 fall value of the asset. So do we actually charge depreciation to raise fund and allocate the cost and make a fund for future replacement of the asset. So after 5 years or 2 years, if you want to buy a laptop again, then you have not a shortage of fund. Okay, you have something in your hand, and that is the main reason of charging depreciation. And depreciation arises due to consumption, that is wear and tear. Okay, so here the right answer will be option A, that is wear and tear. Not inflation, not fall in the value of the asset, none of this. Okay, now come to the next question. that is the loss on sale of an asset, the loss on sale of an asset is debited to option A, reserves, option B, depreciation fund, option C, profit and loss account, profit and loss account, and option D, none of these. Now, what is the right answer? The loss on sale of an asset. Okay. The loss on sale of an asset is debited to which account? It is reserve, depreciation fund, profit and loss account, none of this. Where should we debited the loss? As you already done the final account here, there you can already see. Okay, you already see that whatever loss is happening in the business, that is transferred to the profit and loss account. Okay, and debit side of profit and loss account. So, for loss, where you actually transfer, that is profit and loss account debit side. So, here the answer is, right answer is profit and loss. Okay, so option C is the right answer. Now come to the next question. The diminishing balance or diminishing value method, balance not necessary, diminishing value method means a method by which option A, diminishing value method means a method by which option A, the rate of depreciation falls, the rate of depreciation falls year by year. Option B, the amount on which depreciation is calculated, the amount on which depreciation is calculated, the amount on which depreciation is calculated falls year by year. Now option C, The rate as well as the amount. The rate as well as amount. The rate as well as amount to which it is applied falls year by year. Falls year by year. And option D is none of the above. None of the above. Now the diminishing value method means a method by which there is a two method, one is straight line method and one is diminishing balance method. So here the question is asking, the diminishing balance method means a method by which the rate of depreciation falls year by year. The rate, there is a rate of depreciation that is maybe 10%, 20%, 25%. They are saying the rate of depreciation is falling year by year. It is a right? Is it right choice, right option? The next is the amount on which depreciation is calculated. Now the amount on which depreciation is calculated, suppose there is an amount, asset value is 2 lakh. Okay, and depreciation rate is 10%. So first year depreciation will be 20,000. So what will be the balance left? 1,80,000. Now next year what actually you will do? You will do again charge the depreciation 20,000 or less than 20,000. They are saying the amount on which depreciation calculated falls year by year. Now third is the rate as well as amount to which it is applied falls year. Both rate and amount will be fall year by year. Is it correct? Now last of all is none of above. None of above is, nothing is correct. All the options are wrong. And you have to answer what is the right. What is the right answer in that case? The right answer will be option B. The amount on which depreciation calculated falls year by year. That is option B. Why? Now see here, that is 2 lakh rupees is there. That is asset value, original cost of the asset. Now you are charging 20,000 as the depreciation rate is 10%. Okay, so that is 20,000. Now balance is 1,80,000. So next year, if you charge depreciation rate is fixed, that is 10%, but amount of the depreciation is false, that is 18,000. Okay, that will be the 18,000. Then what will become? So 1,52,000. Okay. Sorry, 1,62,000. 1,62,000. So here the amount is amount on which depreciation calculated, that is falling down. Next year you again calculation depreciation of the lesser amount, that is depreciation rate is fixed, but amount is each and every year amount is decreasing. That is this year, after 1 year 1,80,000, after 2 years 1,62,000. So amount of the depreciation on which your amount is calculating is falling down. Okay. Now, but in case of straight line method, what happened? That is amount not fall. Why? Because if the original cost of the asset is 2 lakh and you are charging 10% depreciation, that is 20,000. So that will be 1,80,000. Okay. Now again This time you are charging 10% depreciation. Here depreciation rate is fixed and depreciation amount also fixed, that is 20,000 again you will charge. So amount of depreciation is not actually falling down here. Okay, here each and every year amount of depreciation is fixed. So the right answer, the amount on which depreciation calculate falls year by year, that is balances. Okay. Now come to the next question. Next question is, that is the amount of depreciation, the amount of depreciation charge on machinery is debited to option A, depreciation account, option B, that is machinery account, option C, that is provision for depreciation account, and option D, none of these. Okay. Now the amount of depreciation charged on machinery is debited to depreciation account, machinery account, provision for depreciation account, none of these. What is the right answer? Here what is the journal you passed when the depreciation is happened? That is depreciation account debit, depreciation, I am writing in short, depreciation account is debit to machinery because machine value is decreasing after charging of depreciation. So depreciation actually debited in the machinery account. Okay. So if you make ledger in machinery account, by depreciation and you write the value, that is depreciation account is debited. So the amount of depreciation charge on machinery is debited to, right answer will be depreciation account, not machinery account, provision for depreciation account. Okay. Now come to the next question. Now depreciation is a process, depreciation is a process, depreciation is a process of option A, valuation of asset. valuation of assets. Number B means option B, that is allocation of asset. Allocation of assets. Option C, that is both valuation of asset and allocation of asset. Both valuation of assets and allocation of asset. Option D, none of these. What is the right answer? So depreciation is a process of what? Valuation of asset, allocation of asset, both valuation of asset and allocation of asset, none of this. What is the right answer? Means what purpose we actually done the depreciation? Depreciation is charged on the fixed tangible asset. Okay, fixed tangible asset. Why? Because you are beginning when the class was actually begun, when the class was begun that time you already learned some of the accounting concept. There one concept is matching concept. One concept is matching concept. What matching concept actually said about? They are saying your revenue should be matched with your expenses. Now, suppose in the year 2020, you are buying an asset that is 20 lakh. That is one plant you bought in the year 2020. Now here depreciation, suppose 10%, so that will be the 2 lakh depreciation will be charged, and depreciation method is tail line method. So each and every year you will charging depreciation, and total useful life of the machinery is 10 years. Okay, so after 10 years the value will be machinery will be 0. At that time what will be happen? You have to buy a new machinery for the 20 lakh, and at the same time in the year 2020 your capital expenditure is 20,000 also. 20 lakh also. So huge expenses you actually made. But if you charge all the expenses in the profit and loss account, okay, if you charge all the expenses in the profit and loss account, it will be right? Because this 20 lakh machinery actually you will using 10 years, and from 10 years you will generating revenue, but your expenses you are charging in 1 year just. Okay, so it is not right as per the matching concept. So what actually done? We done depreciation, that is each and every year some expenses we actually write off from the machinery as a depreciation and charge to the profit and loss account. And that is also your profit will be less. Suppose there is a 10 lakh profit, and if the depreciation is 2 lakh, so the profit will be less, because it is now you are actually charging it in the debit side of the profit and loss as a cost or expenses. So it will be the 8 lakh. So this 2 lakh will be within in your organization. Okay. So after 10 years, you can see the value of the depreciation also will be the 10 lakh you will actually 20 lakh you will find. Okay. So it will be easier for you to bought the new machinery. So the process of depreciation is nothing but allocation of cost of the asset or allocation of assets. Okay. Allocation of cost. Allocation of cost. Just write allocation of cost. So that will be the option B will be the right answer. Now, sometimes in your examination, the fill in the blanks question can be come. So what type of fill in the blanks question can come? We just will discuss now. That is, now they are saying depreciation refers to fill in the blanks in the book value of fixed asset. In the book value of fixed asset. Okay. Now, what is the right answer? Depreciation refers to blanks in the book value of fixed asset. Actually, depreciation refers to decrease in the book value of fixed asset. Depreciation refers to decrease in the book value of fixed asset. Now, every time, suppose there is a 2 lakh total asset you just bought. Now, you are charging 10% depreciation, means 20,000. So, what is the balance will become? That is 1,80,000. Again, you are charging 20,000 as a straight line method. That will become 1,60,000. Okay, so each and every year you can see there is this value after charging depreciation we call is a book value. Now, if you ask anybody to after 2 years what is the book value of machine which actually bought in the 2020. Now, this is end of 2020 and this is end of 2021. Now, anybody if asks you what is the book value of the machine which actually bought in the year 2020, that is total value of the machinery is 2 lakh. Now, you can easily say that is 1,60,000 and that's actually depreciation, that means refers to decrease in the book value of fixed asset. So, each and every year you can see there is a decreasing of book value. What is the original value? Balance is left. After that, if you making or charging depreciation, what value is left, which we call as this is called book value. Okay. After charging depreciation, what balance is left at the end of the year, that is called book value. Okay. Now, this type of question may come. Next question. Depreciation provides funds for fill in the blanks. Depreciation provide funds for what purpose? Funds for replacement. That already I discussed with you few minutes before, that if you purchase a machinery that is 2 lakh and after 10 years the value of the machinery will be 0, because we are assuming that the total life of the machinery is for 10 years. Now, so if you charge 10% depreciation, so that will be 20,000. Now, after 10 years what will be happen? That is 2 lakh depreciation will be you charge, and that depreciation you actually debited in the profit and loss account in debit side as a allocation of cost. So that depreciation fund is already with you within your company. So it is easier for you to buy a new machinery. That is because the fixed asset value is always more. You have to make a capital expenditure. Okay, that is not each and every. It is not each and every year you are buying the machinery. There is a 10 or 15 years you buy a machinery. So that's why you need some replacement value. I have taken an example, that is if you buy a computer today, that is whose price is or value or cost, whatever you call, that is 30,000. Now after 2 years, when you go to a shopkeeper and say that I want to sell this computer, the shopkeeper will only give you half of the portion because you already used this 2 years. So if you charge the depreciation, if you actually some of the fund, if you keep aside for actually purchasing of the next laptop, because you just thought the laptop value will be 2 or 3 years. Laptop actually life is the 2 or 3 years. So if you think like that, so you have to make a fund, and that fund is nothing but depreciation that provides funds for only replacement. Okay, so that is another benefit of charging depreciation. Now, what are the reserve? After depreciation, in the same chapter, we also learn what is provision and reserve. Now, first of all, you should know what is the difference between reserve and provision, or what are the short question can be very important for about this chapter. That is, reserve arising from capital received are known as now option A, capital reserve, option B, reserve fund, option C, revenue reserve, and option D, none of these. Now what is the right answer? Reserve arises from capital receipts. When we discuss about the reserve, we already told you there are mainly two reserves, that is one is capital reserve, one is revenue reserve. Revenue reserve arises our day-to-day operation, that is from the profit we make for the profit and loss account, that is our day-to-day operational profit. From that we actually make a portion of the profit we keep aside as a reserve for future uncertain condition. If arise anything, we can use it. Okay. And what is capital reserve? Capital reserve actually we actually calculate from the capital profit. What is capital profit? Which is not your day-to-day business operation, just like sale of fixed asset, because your main purpose is to buying and actually manufacturing of goods and selling of goods. Okay, suppose you are a manufacturer of steel. So you are buying the actually processing, or you are buying the raw material and processing it and making the steel, and this you are selling. So your main function is uh, producing steel and selling it. But whenever you selling the machinery which are for your using for the processing of the steel, and for selling this machinery, if you actually earn some profit, okay, so this profit we actually call capital profit, and capital receive profit. Okay, so this profit, from this profit, if we kept aside some amount as a reserve, this reserve actually called capital reserve. So reserve arising from capital receive is known as, answer will be very clear, that is option A, capital reserve. Okay, now that is another 7 or 8 question is there, but time is running out for today. That's why I am ending the class in here. So thank you. Keep practicing in meantime, and thoroughly read your books due to answer like MCQ question, short answer type question. Okay, thank you.